VMAX tu kan. Macam-macam kan, nak kejar masa, nak kena upload minggu ni jugalah, macam-macam kan. Okay. Alright, okay. Okay, kita pasal chapter 9 tentang career planning. Jadi lah kita cakap kan, kita kena kerjaya lah kan. Kerjaya ni tak mesti makan gaji. Not necessarily you be employed by someone. Sometimes kerjaya also we can create ourselves. Kan, kerjaya. Create ourselves tu maksudnya kita berkerjaya sendiri lah kan. We become our employer to ourselves lah. Kan, contohnya entrepreneur dan sebagainya. Kan, ni zaman-zaman sekarang susah kan. Ekonomi tengah down, harga barang pun melambung, ayam tak ada kat pasaran, all this. So di benda ni dikuasai dengan kartel. Kartel ni certain orang yang pegang AP import ayam. Kan? Kita ni diuruskan macam ni saya tak tahulah. Pening kepala kan? Okay, so kita pergi chapter 9 hari ni tentang career planning. So saya akan sharekan satu tab. Ni tab terakhir ni. Besok chapter 10, 11, 12, 13 tu akan pergi macam lecture biasa lah. Saya tak pakai e-lecture sebab saya tak sempat nak buat yang lain. Ni sebenarnya saya buat e-lecture ni a few semasa yang lepas sebenarnya, bukan baru-baru ni. Kan, untuk bantu saya lah, tak ada bercakap, especially macam waktu bulan puasa nak bercakap sakit tekak kan. Biarlah e-lecture cakap. Dan chapter 10, 11, 12, 13 nanti memang saya akan ni lah pakai biasalah punya lecture biasa. Tapi kita punya test final nanti 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 saja, tak sampai. Ini sebagai kan, tengok video yang Puan Umi bagi tu, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Ini sebagai apa? Ini hanya sebagai kita punya kata knowledge lah actually kan. Okay. Alright, jom kita tengok e-lecture kita kan.
At the end of this chapter, students will be able to explain the importance of career planning, describe the steps involved in career planning, identify the different channels of job searching, prepare a professional resume and covering letter, discuss the do's and don'ts of a job interview, explain the priorities that should be focused on when starting a new job, identify the issues to consider when switching jobs. Identify professional ways to resign and maintain positive relationships with the organization. It is important to have a career plan to help us set specific goals for ourselves and determine the necessary steps to achieve the goals. Planning your career path not only ensures you have a roadmap to follow, but also allows you to find purpose and personal fulfillment in your career. In order to choose the right career, you must first identify your personal qualities, skills, and interests. You also need to find out what are the new things that you would like to explore later in your working years. Once you have identified your qualities, skills, and interests, and determined the job that you wish to pursue, you need to decide on the industry to work in. The 6 steps in career planning. Identify your strengths and interests. Study what is needed by the market in the next 5 years. Identify the industry that you wish to work in. List the top 5 organizations in the industry. Determine the job requirements and criteria identified by the industry and organizations. Focus on your strengths and develop them as needed. Decades ago, job vacancies were usually advertised through networks and newspapers. Those were the only means of getting to know where there were job openings. Now, the job search trend has moved to a completely different level, and understanding how it works would do wonders in helping you find your dream job. There are several ways one can search for a job opening. 1. Networking. Networking is defined as developing contacts and exchanging information with others in an informal network to further one's career. It is basically relationship building between friends, family members, or even colleagues, and the network keeps building and enlarging day after day as we meet more people. This beautiful network will assist you in getting more information and leads on job vacancies and availability. And the best part is, Through networks, one will get first-hand information on internal vacancies that are available in an organization. The key to a successful network is by ensuring that you keep in touch with all the friends who are in your circle, and being humble and nice to all. With the advent of social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and many more, you can now keep in touch with them and expand your professional and personal networks with just the click of the mouse. 2. Internet job boards or websites. Nowadays, with the advancement of technology and the internet, those vacancies are now placed at the organization's website as well as the state government's official websites. One easy way to find out is by using the available job search engines on the internet or the vast number of career-related websites that post job openings. With the increasing number of websites, job seekers are now able to search for more jobs over a large area within a short period of time. 3. University career centers. In every university, there is a career center or department that is responsible for creating links between the university and various industries. These centers would be the one-stop center for any communication between the industry and the university, and they would be able to assist you in finding the organizations that offer your dream job. 4. Headhunters. Headhunters are basically agencies or individual professionals who are hired by organizations to fill their vacancies. The employer would describe the type of candidates that are being sought for specific positions, and the headhunters would use that information to find the exact match. We can engage in the service of headhunters by sending our resumes to them. However, they will ignore your resume if you are not a good match for the positions they need to fill. Headhunters are also not the best resource for new job seekers, as most employers do not hire them to fill junior positions. 5. Government agencies. In most countries, the government itself would have a body that would assist the local agencies or bodies in collating all vacancies available in their sector. The government agency at times would also have a list of available vacancies in the area. Therefore, it is advisable to register yourself with the government agency in the area that you are interested to work in. 6. Internship programs. This is one of the best leads for fresh graduates. For certain courses, students are required to complete certain hours of internship, as this would allow a student to implement what they have studied theoretically in the work field. During the internship period, students are also exposed to the real work field. They have the opportunity to learn about the norms of the organization, the work culture, the organization structure, and the do's and don'ts. 7. Cold calls. Cold calls are basically making phone calls or sending emails to unknown persons in the organization that you are interested in. Cold calls allow job seekers to ask directly if there are any vacancies available. The best person to speak to, or direct the email to, would be the manager of the human resource department. However, bear in mind that cold calls, either through telephone calls or emails, may not be well received by organizations. But to some, they do appreciate such inquiries, as they believe that the job seeker is making extra effort and is willing to go the extra mile to search for a job. You have identified the organization that you would like to work in and found some job offerings that are to your liking. You have also done your homework on the norms and culture of the organization, and you like what you have found. The career path that the organization has to offer is also interesting, and you can see yourself somewhere in the management team a few years down the road. Now, the next step would be to apply for the job. A resume is a formal document that consists of short, concise, relevant information regarding your education, skills, experiences, accomplishments, and any job-related interest which you may want to share with potential employers. In other words, your resume is a unique marketing tool that communicates your positive traits, strengths, and achievements to your potential boss. It represents you in the absence of yourself, therefore it must be written in a way that is attractive, informative, and professional. It also has to be well organized and free of any errors, no matter how small. The sections that need to be included in the resume are your contact details, career objective, qualifications, education level, work experience, and any other certificates and special licenses which would be an added advantage for you in securing the job. Resumes are to be written differently for different positions, fields, and organizations. They should be tailor-made to fit the requirements and culture of the organization. There are basically 3 resume formats, which are chronological, functional, and combination. A chronological resume lists employment and education by date, starting from the most recent. It is best used for students and entry-level workers who have less specialized skills to offer. A functional resume focuses on personal characteristics, skills, abilities, and work experience. It is highly recommended for job seekers who wish to make a comeback or career change. A combination resume identifies skills and experience first, and next would be the employment history. It highlights skills to match the relevant job that is being applied for, and also provides the chronological work history. The covering letter is a letter sent together with your resume to your potential employer with the intention to request for an interview session. Bear in mind that while writing the letter, you need to write as if the reader does have a vacancy available and there are many other potential candidates who are very interested to be interviewed as well. This will enable you to use a positive and humble tone in your short letter to the potential employer. The covering letter should only be 1 page long. Do not write the contents of your resume in the letter. However, your preferred starting salary should be stated in the letter instead of the resume. Getting an invitation to attend an interview is like getting 1 foot into the organization, and now it is just a matter of pulling the other leg in by acing the interview. Since the interview session is basically an evaluation session, you need to know what to ask and what to evaluate. You also need to know what your future employer is normally looking for in a potential employee. Therefore, you need to do your homework and check on what are the requirements that are needed for the vacancy. You should also check on what is the usual job description for the particular position. This is easily done by searching on the internet. Besides the work requirements, it would be best to check on the norms and culture of the organization itself. By understanding the culture, you would be able to do a role play in your mind if questions that touch on the organization's culture are being asked. You would also be able to prepare and ask questions that are not out of topic. This creates a good first impression on your intelligence and maturity as an employee. In addition, you should study the common interview questions and the answers that you should provide. The more you prepare for these questions, the better your answer will be and the easier for you to Getting an invitation to attend an interview is like getting 1 foot into the organization, and now it is just a matter of pulling the other leg in by acing the interview. Since the interview session is basically an evaluation session, you need to know what to ask and what to evaluate. You also need to know what your future employer is normally looking for in a potential employee. Therefore, you need to do your homework and check on what are the requirements that are needed for the vacancy. You should also check on what is the usual job description for the particular position. This is easily done by searching on the internet. Besides the work requirements, it would be best to check on the norms and culture of the organization itself. By understanding the culture, you would be able to do a role play in your mind if questions that touch on the organization's culture are being asked. You would also be able to prepare and ask questions that are not out of topic. This creates a good first impression on your intelligence and maturity as an employee. In addition, you should study the common interview questions and the answers that you should provide. The more you prepare for these questions, the better your answer will be and the easier for you to answer them. The next thing to do is to study the dress code of the organization. Presenting yourself professionally is both expected and necessary to create a positive first impression. The rules of dressing for an interview are fairly simple. You want to appear polished and professional. Your body language, manners, and personality play a significant role in affecting the success of the interview. During the interview, be extra careful of your body language. It actually speaks louder than your words. Watch your body posture. Make sure that it portrays that you are attentive and very interested in what is being discussed. If you feel that the panel of interviewers may not have the chance to know you in terms of your knowledge and abilities that are your plus points, you need to find a way to share the information with them. Do it casually and they will appreciate the information given. Among many reasons why a candidate fails in an interview are: do not show up on time, do not show enthusiasm for the job or the company, lack of preparation, knowing very little about the job and the company, unable to give a positive vibe during the interview, assume and expect interviewer to read and digest the information from the resume, fail to control facial expression, do not show any appreciation to previous employer, fail to dress professionally, too transparent, reveal weaknesses unnecessarily. Among many reasons, you have completed the interview and now you wait for the future employer to decide on the outcome. Although the decision is theirs to make, you can still maximize your chance of getting the job by sending a thank you note to the panel of interviewers. Send them a short letter or email to thank them for their time and also to go over what was discussed during the interview. Reiterate the reasons why you would make a good fit for the job and close the letter by saying you look forward to the next step. A quick follow-up shows that you are very keen on the job offering, therefore you should send the thank you note within a day after the interview. On the first day of your job, make sure that you are early and smartly dressed. Aim to arrive early by planning your mode of transportation and picking your outfit the night before your first day at work. After registering at the HR department, request to meet your immediate supervisor, as he or she may not be the same person who interviewed you. It is important that you meet up with your immediate supervisor as you will be working directly under him or her. Introduce yourself and ask him or her briefly and politely of his or her expectations of you. Clarify your roles and responsibilities early with your supervisor. The next thing that you need to do when starting anew is to learn how things are done in the organization. Be realistic about your abilities and ask for help when you need it. Realize that your coworkers are able to assist you in many areas. Always seek for feedback and be positive if the feedback is not encouraging. Look at it as an opportunity to improve yourself. In any job you are in, make sure you display teamwork, togetherness, as well as willingness to learn and help. As a new employee, you will be watched by the whole department. During the first 2 months, all your actions would be monitored and this would be the basis of how your career would be. Therefore, recognize your role in the team and perform it to the best of your ability. You also need to show your commitment and some responsibility. This would create trust from your superiors and the people dealing with you. With the trust that you earned, you may be considered by your supervisor to take on bigger projects in the future. This would be the key to all of the above. No matter how smart and committed you are to your job and your organization, you must show a positive attitude. As a newcomer, showing a good attitude and exemplary behavior will ensure that there will be many open doors and great opportunities for you. Every new job brings different expectations. We usually have our own emotional contract towards the new employer. However, before accepting the new job, evaluate on the cost and effect of the new job. Ask yourself the following questions. 1. Are you willing to face new challenges? 2. Is the new company stable in terms of funds and business? 3. How stable is your position? 4. Is there a guarantee on opportunities for advancement? 5. What are the chances of promotion like in the new organization? Be sure to check around before you accept the new job. Sometimes we only evaluate the benefits and salary that are being offered and tend to forget the other things that may have an impact on our career and satisfaction level as an employee. If the answers are satisfactory to you, and you are very sure that you will enjoy and benefit from the new journey, accept the job and look forward to starting the new adventure. Once you decide to leave your current job, the most important thing to remember is to leave graciously and on a positive note. Do not leave the office with anger or hatred. This is because throughout your career, there would be times that you may need the referrals or feedback from previous employers. Before you tender your resignation letter, check the appointment letter or employment contract of your current employer on how many days are required for you to give notice. This should allow the employer and manager ample time to search for your successor and to train them. Remember, even though you have tendered your resignation, you are still required to be committed to and obey the rules and regulations until your last day at work. Complete all jobs given, and if you are not able to complete them, list the entire incomplete job and pass it to the manager. Save all documents. You can either file it or email it to your supervisors and Finally, before you leave the organization, check with the Human Resource Department to ensure that all documentation is ready, and confirm your last salary, leave balance, etc. Remember to meet up with all your colleagues and managers to say goodbye. Thank them for all their support as well as guidance given during your tenure in the office. Remember, leave in style and do it Find out what you like doing best, and get someone to pay you for it.
Dan basically macam tu lah kan. Macam-macam yang kita tengok tadi tu. Kan? Dia ni ringkas lah. You dalam HR you know better lah. Kan? Macam nak interview, macam nak tulis resume. Resume pula banyak format. Ada yang sequential, ada yang ikut fungsi. Sequential ni ikut masa lah. Kan? Ada yang ikut function. Kita listkan position kita gini. Kan? Kalau kita kat Microsoft Word tu dah banyak dah. Sekarang dah template untuk dengan ada internet, Google dan sebagainya, kita boleh tengok resume contoh that win the job actually kan. Kan. Ini dia punya orang kata step-step lah yang kita perlu tahu lah kan. Contohnya apa tadi? Apa dia kata?
The 6 steps in
Kan, job searching. Kan, job searching maksudnya apa? Identify strength and interest. Bila job kau kita tak ada not according to our strength and interest, kan, we have to drag our leg to the job. They're not good lah. Kan? Kita rasa terpaksa saja. Kerana kita perlu mencari hidup. Kalau boleh kita align kan kita punya kejayaan itu dengan kita punya kekuatan apa kita ada, kita tahu. We have to know ourselves first lah. And interest. Future market demand pun kan. Kan. Tapi tapi tak semestilah future market demand tu satu guidance yang absolute lah. Sebab dia boleh berubah juga kan. Kan. Contoh masa kecil-kecil dulu orang selalu kata ambil bidang IT. Masa tu IT belum satu yang booming lagi. Masa bidang yang booming. Saya masa tu tahun 80-an lah. Kan. Kan. Kita sekarang saya dah jadi parent. Kena beritahu anak-anak juga apa yang booming. Apa yang bakal kan. Jadi future. Jadi keperluan future kan. In the future kan. Identify the industry you wish to enter. Industri apa kita target. Kan. List top organization in the industry. Company mana yang kita nak orang kata target kita lah untuk nak join kan. Identify requirements and criteria needed and focus on your strength and work on them. Tapi hari ni bukan nak demoralize you lah. Memang cari kerja ni satu lagi extra sebenarnya. Macam ada network lah juga. Network juga satu kan. So penting adanya circle of friends, circle of kenalan, circle of acquaintances. Kan sekarang kita boleh panggil LinkedIn, satu website untuk kerjaya juga, social website, tapi it is tailored to career need. Dan LinkedIn kan, itu juga satu strategi jugalah, kan.
Decades ago, job vacancies were
Job searching ni macam-macam lah, bagi job searching ni. Network kurang baik sikit. Kan, contoh job searching, contoh job street, tapi kalau you tengok job street tu, satu position tu beratus-ratus, beribu-ribu, kan. Tu sebab kadang network, strategi yang bagus, network salah satunya yang kena add lah.
Personal Development and Ethics. Chapter 9. Career Planning. The 6 steps in career. The 6 steps in career. There are several ways one can search for a job opening.
Untuk job opening. Kat sini yang dia tak cakap apa. Career fair. Kadang-kadang career fair juga penting. Kita tengok every year ada career fair. Kan? Kan? Networking tu kita kata networking tu penting sebenarnya. Kenalan you. Mungkin you kerja satu company awal-awal. Walaupun you dah leave, please maintain the relationship. Mungkin dia juga akan leave kepada syarikat baru. Dan mungkin syarikat baru dia tu ada peluang untuk you juga. Tu kena penting. Jaga, orang kata jaga hubungan lah, senang kata. Jaga hubungan lah. Kan? Internet job net box ni bukan box lah, website lah kita panggil. Kan? Yang popular job street lah. Banyak lagi yang semua job GB, job CB dan sebagainya, banyak. Kan? Banyak kat universiti mana ada University Career Center, pusat career universiti. Kan dia bimbing pelajar-pelajar untuk nak cari kerjaya kan. Internship juga penting. Internship program tu penting. You nanti pada part 5 atau part 6 you kena pergi internship. Itu macam latihan praktik lah. Tu juga penting. Buat betul-betul. Kalau you bekerja dengan baik, you boleh terus bekerja kat situ. Dia akan serap sebagai permanent staff kat situ. Permanent staff kan. Headhunters ni company-company third party yang kerja carikan kerja untuk kita lah. Kan? Dia ada connection dengan banyak employers. Kan? Kat sini satu-satunya ada AJ Tawakal. AJ Tawakal banyak ambil, kalau kat Melaka lah, banyak ambil pekerja kilang. Kan, pekerja kilang. Ini government agencies. Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Awam, SPA. Kan? SPA. Call. Kalau kita nak call terus ke company tersebut boleh juga. Salah satu cara juga. Kan? Tapi networking tu paling power lah. Kalau you ada LinkedIn, nak dapat dekat pertama tu lah yang cabaran sikit lah. Pekerjaan pertama kan. Bila masuk pertama kita kena ada network. Help each other. Kan? Kan benda macam tu lah. So, saya recap balik sebenarnya.
You have identified the organization that you would like to work in and found some job offerings that are to your
background check. Kalau company tu panggil interview, kita kena tahu background check lah. Kadang dalam interview dia akan tanya kan soalan-soalan tersebut. All those questions. Background check on the organization which you are interested in. The norms and culture practice. Norma-norma dia. Kan. Sangat cepat ke fast pace working environment ke, very result oriented ke, kan. The career path offered to its current employees. Macam mana career path current employees yang bekerja kat situ? Adakah career path yang bagus tak? Tidak. Kan. Covering letter and resume OCB. Buat cover letter. Cover letter, one page letter expressing your intention to join them. And why. Don't put the things that you write on your resume in your cover letter lah. Kan? Okay.
Getting an invitation to attend an interview is like getting one foot into the organization.
Kalau dah dapat interview tu dah macam sebelah kaki lah. Tapi kalau di mana-mana tengok job street ke mana-mana kita tengok kan, very competitive lah. Kan beratus-ratus candidate masuk. Our chance tu berapa lah chance nak dapat kan, nak sangkut. Kena tengok lah macam mana kaedah apa menulis resume kan yang berkesan. Kan dapatkan referral juga penting. Contoh dia kata if we leave our current employee live with graciously kan and professionally, because we might need their reference to put on our resume for our next job sebenarnya. Tu tips yang penting lah kan. A get to know session between both party. Interview bukan one way sebenarnya. Kita juga boleh tanya. Apa yang dia beri peluang. Biasanya interviewer akan bagi peluang kepada kita untuk tanya lah. Apa yang kita tak tahu tentang company tersebut. Evaluation session therefore need to know what to evaluate. Abilities, kemampuan, potensi kita, kompetensi kita, teamwork, behavior, norms and culture, rewards, career path and extra mile behavior. Kan bonus behavior yang boleh membantu company. Contoh tak berkira masa untuk bekerja, tak berkira sangat untuk buat kerja kan. Itu satu extra mile behavior tu. Kan. Okay. Job interview candidate need to show plus point. Careful with the body language, first impression. Jangan pakai barang kemas terlalu menonjol lah. Itu maksudnya. Kan?
Among many reasons why a candidate
failure lah, biasalah. Punctuality, masa. Punctuality must be on time. Not enthusiasm. Tak nampak pun aura kat muka tu memang interested to perform the job. Tak nampak dia excitement tu kata. Lack of preparation, tak bersedia. Nampak sangat tak buat homework. Unable to give positive vibes. Kan? Memberi positive message to the interviewer that you are the right candidate. Fail to control facial expression. Mungkin muram muka-muka tu kan. Do not show appreciation to previous employer. Kutuk employer lepas depan interviewer, tak boleh lah. Kan? Memang ada kelemahan semuanya, tapi jangan kutuk. Fail to dress professionally. Dress code penting juga. Kan? Too transparent and show weakness. Memang kita ada weakness, tapi jangan tempat yang kita tak perlu tunjuk, tak payah tunjuk, tak payah cakap. Semua ada weakness. Kan? Too transparent sangat. Kan? Follow up. Kan? Is chance to maximize the possibility of getting the job by sending a thank you note or an email to the panel of interviewers. Recap on what has been discussed during the interview. It shows your keen interest. Send it within a week. Menunjukkan interest kita lah kalau kita nak follow up. Kan?
On the first day of
starting, kalau dapat, starting new job lah. First impression penting. The first day allows you to create a permanent impression that people in the organization will have of you and your capabilities. Teamwork and group spirit. Kan? Semangat pekerja di pasukan kita. Learning the ropes. Our learning curve to learn the activities in the company. And activities regarding to our job scope. Kan? Portray commitment. Ada tak commitment? And then positive attitude. Attitude yang positif lah.
Every new job brings different expectations. We usually have our own emotions.
And then switching job. Kerana kita dapat peluang yang baik. Ini kena penting jugalah. Kan? Things to evaluate on the cost and effect of the new job. Kerana bukan tentang pembayaran saja ataupun benefit yang kita dapat. Kena consider banyak benda lain. Kan? How the new job will impose on us more difficulty to travel. Kadang dapat new job tapi jauh kan. Jalan lebih jam. Dia bukan mesti dan RM saja kita tengok kesusahan tu. Naik naik gaji 300 je. New salary offer by new company. Tapi kesusahan yang kita akan dapat tu lebih dari 300 harganya. Tak payahlah. Kan? We need to face new challenge. Kerja tu adakah kerja-kerja yang kita boleh is a new company stable in terms of fund and business? Stabil atau tidak? Kan? Kalau less stable daripada our current company is will be risky lah kan. How stable is your position? Kan? Position awak anda berbanding position anda sekarang lah. Kan? Kerana tak stabil sebab company yang suka yang memang selalu amalkan relearn new thing over and over again. Kan? Is there a guarantee on opportunities for advancement? Ada tak untuk career, kemajuan kerjaya? Kita tengok kan? Promotion opportunity macam mana? Kan? Dia kita tengok, dia bukan RM saja. Dia nak switch job. Kan? Banyak orang regret taking new job. They could have stayed at their old job actually. Kan? Sebab tak buat
Once you decide to leave
tak buat
your
kerja-kerja
current
tadi lah.
job, the most important thing to remember is to leave great.
So before you leave, check on the following lah: outstanding incomplete assignment. Kalau ada kerja-kerja yang masih pending, kan, pending job, pending task, yang mana boleh kita selesaikan, yang tak boleh kita hand over to the new staff. Do an official handover. Assist in training your successor. Kalau kadang-kadang company dia tahu kita nak leave dalam masa 2 bulan, dia dah assign somebody untuk train. Train untuk kita sampaikan. Train lah, kita successor. Leave or any bills outstanding. Kalau ada bill lah. Ada cuti yang masih belum ada outstanding kan. Some company allow untuk convert pada RM. Some tak lah. You have to consume. Kita boleh leave awal lah sebab kita ambil cuti awal tu kan. Ada kat macam tu.
Graciously and on a positive note. Finally, before you leave the organization,
live in style. Don't hold grudge. Kadang memang ada dissatisfaction dan sebagainya kan. Live in style and do it professionally. Meet up with all colleagues. Jumpa semua orang yang pernah kita bekerja bersama. And managers to say goodbye. Thank them for all the support as well. And guidance given during your tenure in the office. Itu cara-cara lah profesional kan. To do it professionally.
Check with the human resource department to ensure that find out what you like doing best and get someone to pay you for it.
Kan, find out what you do best. Find someone to
find
pay.
Out what you like to.
Kan, kerja yang terbaik adalah apa yang kita memang suka, hati kita nak buat. Orang tak payah suruh kita, tak payah nak paksa kita. Kalau yang boleh terbaik lah yang kita boleh. And get someone to pay it for you. Kan? Basically macam tu lah. Kerjaya, tentang kerjaya. Okay, anything? Ada apa-apa tak? Saya pun nak kena awal juga berkawalan sebab ada benda tadi itulah yang cerita datang kan, nak buat something lah. Okay, kalau tak ada saya rasa saya nak minta diri dulu. Siapkan you punya reflective paper tu kan. Nanti saya letakkan link untuk submit kat situ. Okay, siapa nak tanda you punya case study, apa yang pertama tu kan, you punya smart goal, bukan case study ENT. Alright, saya rasa itu saja hari ini. Terima kasih kerana datang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.